Welcome, Brookline property lovers. This is Shira Steinberg from Brookline Daily Homes, and today we will be looking at one condominium and an issue that relates to condominiums in general. So, without further ado, let's look at the property. The property is 343 Tappan Street, unit number 5, on the market for $389,000. It has one bedroom, one bath. It's on the top floor of a three-story building, so it's a penthouse, and it's a corner unit, so it has exposures on a couple of sides. It is near Washington Square, and it has new windows, an upgraded kitchen, extra storage in the basement, and a deeded parking space. It's 792 square feet, and the condo fee is $322 a month. So let's take a look at the photos. First picture is of the living room. It has hardwood floors in good condition. It has windows on the corner, two exposures, and good ceiling height. Then we move on to a shot of the kitchen with the stainless steel appliances and also wood floor and a window. Bedroom, like the living room, has corner exposure windows on two sides. And finally, we have the bathroom. Let's go back to the remarks. The broker said that it has low condo fees and it's professionally managed. And the condo fees are $322 a month for this unit. How can we tell if it's low? Well, the obvious way would be to take a list of condos and sort them in the order of the condo fees from low to high, and the ones that are on the low end are low condo fees. But this is really a clerical approach and not a very meaningful approach. The reason being that not all condo fees include the same services or the same expenses, and so for it to be meaningful, we really have to compare apples to apples. So the first thing is let's focus on which elements of condo fees are universal to all condos. And the first one would be master insurance. Master insurance is insurance on everything except the insides of individual units. The insides of individual units need to be insured by the individual unit owners, and that's an insurance policy that's really similar to a tenant's policy because, for the most part, you're insuring contents. Whereas the building, the roof, the walls, the hallways, those things are covered, and those are the expensive things, are covered in the master insurance. Master insurance is a universal. Every condo has common areas, and those common areas are insured by master insurance. The next thing is water and sewer. Now, this is not 100% universal, but it's very close to it. What it boils down to is the municipality, the water and sewer authorities, charge for water and sewer, and they do that by metering. And for the most part, they like to put 1 meter into a building and 1 meter into a row of townhouses. So if there is only 1 meter, there's only one bill for the association. It has to be paid from the common funds and then allocated to individual unit owners through the condo fees. Finally, we have exterior maintenance that's listed here. That would also be interior maintenance of common areas. So that's the items we talked about before that are covered by master insurance. All the things that are covered by master insurance need to be maintained. They need to be, cleaned or painted, inspected regularly and repaired, and eventually they, in the case of a roof or a boiler or rugs in the hallways, eventually they need to be replaced. Now, there are some stories of associations that chose to neglect maintenance, but it's like neglecting the rules of physics. Eventually, non-maintained common areas are going to fall apart and won't be able to be ignored anymore. So those are the things that are basically always included in a condo fee. Those are the common expenses that everybody has to contribute to that are paid by the association and allocated to the individual unit owners. When it comes to landscaping, not every building has common gardens, and in smaller buildings, rather than hiring somebody to do it, an individual unit owner might not only be willing to do it, but might want to do it because if they don't have a garden and they like to garden, they'll want to landscape. When it comes to snow removal, again, the condo fees may include it, or in a smaller unit, people may take turns removing the snow. Refuse removal, same thing. In a larger building, um, there are frequently large trash cans and recycling bins and garbage cans in the basement, and a super or a person hired by the building or hired by the management association would take those bins out to the street on garbage collection day. And in a smaller association, typically everybody takes out their own trash and their own garbage, and it doesn't become a joint project. So these things may not even be, and the landscaping, the snow removal, and the refuse removal may not be an expense at all. They may be an activity handled by the unit owners. Now, there are other services or expenses that are optional that aren't showing up here. And those are the services that you find in what we call a full service building, namely elevator, garage, concierge, super, valet, swimming pool, etc. And there are only a few full service buildings in the area. And if you want to look at how the condo fees are, you really would compare them to each other and not to the majority of buildings which are not full service. Now, the final item, which we didn't touch, was heat and hot water. And that's the most obvious variable of all because a lot of condo fees include heat and hot water and a lot of them don't. And given that we live in a cold climate, heating costs are not insignificant. Now, the condo fee of $322 a month for this unit reflects and includes heat and hot water. Of course, it includes all the standard items that are included in any condo fee. It reflects the fact that there is professional management handling the landscaping, the snow removal, the refuse removal. And of course, it does not reflect the items that you would find in a full service building. So if you want to compare the condo fee in this building, to get apples to apples, you'd want to compare it to another building that is not full service, but does include heat and hot water. If you're interested in one unit that is structured like this and another unit that has individual heat and hot water, then to get a good handle on the issues, I would suggest that you estimate what your cost of heat and hot water will be and add it to the condo fee that does not include it, and then think about the management fee and whether that's value added to you or just expense added to you. So with that, I think we should have a basic idea of what we mean by a low condo fee and how to compare condo fees across units that interest you. There's a lot more to discuss about condo fees, but of course we can't do it all today. We will touch on other aspects of it in the future. So with that, I'd like to thank Christina Eli from Keller Williams for being kind enough to let us look at her listing. And I need to make the standard MLS disclosure that the information was gathered from third-party sources, including seller and public records, and MLS and its subscribers disclaim any and all representations or warranties as to the accuracy of the information. I hope you've enjoyed our discussion tonight and that you'll be back with me on Wednesday. From Brookline, this is Shira, your Brookline blogging broker. It's a wrap.